Jay from Team DMA. Welcome back to the channel. So I hope you're not scared because of this image I'm showing you here, but he is angry and he's pointing at us. So this video is showing you the planet Earth's most hated profile in the Earth with proof, and all the people say the same thing, and people have no clue where it came from or the origin, but obviously you should know because you're part of the group. So the the deck that we're talking about is a deck that's able to block all your spells, your traps. It can block your graveyard. It can block your special summons. It blocks all your effects. It can block, like I was saying, spell traps, special summons. It blocks attacks. It blocks your graveyard. So you're pretty much left with nothing. The deck averages somewhere from a starting 3 negates all the way up to 10, but the deck is able to do, in theory, about 12 negates per turn. And every turn it increases more and more and more. And in case you don't know what deck this is or what I'm talking about, it's the world's weakest Dark Magician deck by many. Have said it before. There's a lot of proof. If anybody doesn't believe me, let me know and I'll go hunting for some channels, some famous YouTubers, and I can think of like at least five channels, and they've said this is the worst profile, it's the weakest. But the funny thing about it is that there's no deck that it can't beat, whether it is first place nationals or the undefeated deck. It does not matter. The deck is a high win rate going first, like 95%. So it wins almost every time. There's nothing you can do to stop it. Technically, as soon as it goes first, it's a done deal. You're unaffected by hand traps. It escapes the kaijus. It's not affected by shifter. Draw won't stop it. And even though you see a lot of people lose to all these cards, like just one card, let alone not play all of them together. And when you play all of them together, they still can't stop this deck. And the deck that we're talking about is the AC 130, which I created a long time ago, about 4 years ago. And the chances are you played against it. You probably you didn't know it, but I've seen videos of people dueling against it, and it's a variant of my profile, and people are unaware, but they really hate the deck. They want it to be burned. They want it to be gone. And there's a lot of famous YouTubers together with non-famous that have dealt with it. And yeah, when you duel this deck, you find out why people hate it so much. And upcoming, I'm going to be showing you a duel with the undefeated deck Pearly, and that deck is feared. When you type it in, Dark Magician decks cannot beat it. It's similar to a bunch of other Dark Magician decks that Dark Magician can't beat. But the AC 130 doesn't care about those decks. They're trash. And it doesn't play any strong cards, no hand traps. No evenly matched, nothing that would help you win. It doesn't play those cards. So when you look at the deck, it's set up to trick you and to make you believe it's trash because it can't win, because it doesn't have any winning cards. But it's broken, low-key broken. And it's just, the reason for it is because I'm representing the budget community, showing you don't give up. Look at what can be done. Punishing all of these decks that make make you lose or frustrated. I turn the tides on them and I give them a taste of their own medicine. So we're gonna be taking a look at some of that so that you see. And if you have any questions or concerns, let me know in the comment down below. Thanks a lot for all the subscribers, the comments, the likes. I appreciate you guys. And the subscribers have been going up and up and up. Thanks a lot. God bless you guys. We're gonna be moving on with the video.
Bro, what are you on? Saggio. Like, I fucking hate floodgates. I never shut a magician's run with the effect of my run. I can add a card that bitches dog magician. I fucking hate this deck, man. So, now he's gonna go Soul Servant here. This deck is ridiculous, my guys. He gets to draw it. Oh my fucking god. Wow, so he can just draw an additional card with Soul Servant. What the
So here we have the example. I remember posting this video, I think it might have been last week or a few days ago. I don't remember exactly, or I might not have uploaded it. Like I said, I don't remember off the top of my head because I got a lot going on. Like I'm building profiles, selling cards, helping people, uh, a lot going on. Discord, regular life, uploading videos, and I'm on other channels doing other content too and helping them movie reviews. So I'm not going to lie, don't exactly remember if I got to post it or not, but basically this is what I mean when I said why people hate the AC 130 profile. There's a lot of people not aware that more likely you dueled against it, and the how to recognize it is basically none of your cards resolve. None of the cards that you play can resolve. Like your back row destruction doesn't resolve. Your effects don't resolve. You can't play any spells. Your traps are negated. Your spells are negated. Your attacks are also negated. They'll get disrupted, interrupted, and pretty much there's nothing to do. And then the board usually has like 6 to 10 negates or more on the board. And this is like a really, really old 3-4-year-old deck, and the chances are you more likely played one of these decks. And I've seen even in Team DMA in our group, I've seen them duel my version of the deck and they're not aware of it. So one of the signs is the Dark Magician Floodgates, and I created it back in 2019, and it's really derived from the AC 130, but people are not aware of it. 2 to 3 years before anyone else was playing the profile was already made 2 to 3 years before that. And all it does is it shuts down the board, and then it shuts down all the spells, the special summons, the monsters. It just controls everything. You have a lot of cards, but they don't do anything. They don't resolve. And you get to see here what I mean. So Illusion, he's gonna Ash, he's gonna negate that. But you already know it doesn't work on us, right? It doesn't work on the Dark Magician deck. It doesn't do anything. There can only be one, followed by the Dark Magicians. He's gonna chain, we're gonna chain, he's gonna chain, but he's already locked. He hasn't realized it yet, but he's already locked down. He's gonna chain again to try to break out of the lock. Basically, there can only be one, so that's pretty much it. The game already ended. He doesn't know that yet. And then the Super Poly, in case he brings anything. So this Purely deck is like very powerful. It's undefeated, but we treat it like trash with the AC 130. We got the skill drain. That's pretty much it. I mean, if you pause the video, you have the Super Poly, and then you have the skill drain. So you have two negations, and then you have the interruption with the dark. With the Eternal, and then another interruption. So 2 interruptions. One with there can only be one, and then Super Poly. So Super Poly, there can only be one is enough to shut down most of the decks. That's all you need. And then Super Poly is overboard, and then the skill drain is way overboard. And we can escape it at any time because we have the power to make cards live or shut them down. We have full control. And then you can out the Dark Magicians by drawing more cards, and then the Dark Magic attack. You can draw your Dark Magic attack to clear their backboard, and they're just locked. There's really nothing they can do. And from the beginning of the duel, they don't realize it, and all they're using is like their hand traps and trying to break the backboard, but none of it works. It's just all in vain. And we just keep drawing cards. And if you read here on the comment section, let's see under here, you can read it on the side if you zoom in. He says, bro, I can't play any of my cards. You read it on the left side over here underneath Super Poly. Here, let me see if I can make it big. I don't think the printing gets any bigger. No, the printing doesn't get any bigger, but you can see it here underneath. Okay, what the F card did you play? That how come I can't play any of my cards? So he's like in the shadows. I followed this guy, this duelist, for a while, and he's undefeated. He's broken. He's punishing people. They can't beat him. He's winning with ease. You already know what the Purely does, right? Their XYCs are just like spamming. He's got a bunch of spells, like 25 to 30 spells. And then basically you can't touch the XYZ. There's nothing you can do. The field spell protects them. Their spells protects them. The very own XYZ is absorbing material. They're just chaining to draw a bunch of cards. And then, yeah, there's just nothing you can do. You can't beat it. It's just very simple. But with this very low budget AC-130 profile, it turns it the other way around. There's really nothing they can do. They're wasting your time from the beginning. And every turn that goes by, you're just increasing more negations and interruptions. We have 2 negations, 2 interruptions, but in reality, just 1 interruption wins the game. So everything else is overboard. And as you see, we're drawing more and more. The negations and interruptions are going to increase until we reach 12. So these guys hate this profile. They hate it with all their heart, mind, and soul. And like I said, I'm going to be honest. And this isn't picking on no one. It's just the reality. Like I said, even in Team DMA, I've seen some of the Team DMA members duel against my profile. They're just not aware of it. But in the duels that you see them play, they're angry as well. They're like, I hate this. I hate this card. I hate that. And what happens is, basically, you can't play anything. So, as far as I know, like in the rules and regulations of Yu-Gi-Oh, it doesn't say anything as any of those cards are illegal. So anything that it says is legal, it's fair game. It's kind of like the government tells you you can have certain guns, and some people decide to get like heavy artillery and some people don't. Then at the end, when it's time for war, the people with the lighter artillery cry because they're like, that's not fair. That's not like what, it doesn't matter. It's only what is available. It's kind of like even in street racing, someone's racing with the stock car. Another guy has a heavily modified twin turbo with nitrous, and the guy with the stock car is gonna cry and say that's not fair. It's just really your fault because the rules are you play with what you have, and if you decided not to play something too broken, that's your problem. And the reason why do that, like the reason why I play a deck like that, is because I don't want to be like everyone else that's crying about decks that have way too many negations and interruptions, and they don't let you play anything. So instead of them punishing everyone, I transform those undefeated first place nationals and decks that everyone's afraid of. I turn them into trash, and I give them a taste of their own medicine so that they get that feeling, because they're used to crushing everyone, and then they do like a rogue deck